You can see me. I have a face. I'm real. So I say this all the time, we're going to do things different today because why the hell not at this point? Whatever. I had a friend of mine reach out to me last week and he was like, you always talk about how you do your podcast in your closet. Why don't you show us? And I've done that, but I'm in a closet. I don't even have a cool looking closet. It's just clothes hanging. So I was like, well, maybe I'll just do this. Maybe I'll just record it and we'll see if you guys like it. The audio is going to be different. That's fine. I'm moving the camera. We're going to have to figure that out, but that's okay. At this point, why the hell not? What do I got to lose? So I hope that you guys are doing well in this fucked up time that we have right now. There's no other way to put it. I'm doing okay. I definitely have my moments and my days where I'm like, what is going on? What is this? And then I have days where I'm like, I got this. It's fine. It's fine. I'm going to be fine. Everything's okay. I'm going to be okay. So it just kind of goes it's a roller coaster for me. But there are the days that I do feel like I kind of have my shit together, which I did a podcast episode on that, how to get your shit together. There are certain things that I continually lean on that help make me feel sane and help me feel like I'm going to be okay. And I thought it would be important for me to share those with you. So if you don't know, I teach a group fitness class at the YMCA called Prevails. And I was very fortunate that the director just came to me and said, make it yours. Do whatever you want to do. You don't have to follow any type of certain workouts or routines or anything. Just make it you. Just do what you want to do. Help these people and you'll be good to go. I was like, hell yeah. And so I took that and I ran with it. And so of course I called it Prevail. And we focus so much on building strength, but not just physical strength. We always end, we do a group, a breakout is what I call it, at the end where we all get together and I remind them that it's not always about who can do the most reps, who can do the most sets, who can do the most weight. It's about overcoming mentally, leaving all of your life and your shit that you're going through at the door and just coming here and focusing on you for an hour. And so at the end, we always have this really cool breakout and I yell 1, 2, 3 and they all yell Prevail. And it makes me feel fulfilled because it's not about me. It's not about my goals. It's not about me getting fit. I'm not even working out with them. All I'm doing is walking around and correcting their form and telling them to keep going and telling them that you're stronger than what you think you are. You're doing this. You're fucking doing this. And I'm watching you do this. You're stronger than what you think that you are. And that has brought me so much fulfillment outside of my own accomplishments and achievements. And not having that has been really difficult for me. And I know that it's been difficult for them too because they look forward to that class and that people interaction, and it was accountability for them. And so I have definitely felt lost in all of this because they're my people, they're my team. I'm their coach. They depend on me, and in a way I depend on them too. So it's been weird. It's been a challenge, but we're making it. We're doing the best that we can. And so there are certain things that I said, kind of lean on and go back to whenever I'm feeling like I'm starting to kind of spiral out of control. So I wrote them down because I'm sure there's a lot of people losing their fucking minds right now, and maybe you guys will find value in this. So things that are keeping me sane. First is music. Music has always been a huge part of me and my life and finding things that I can relate to, I will say that I have steered clear of almost all slow songs at this point. Like, I really enjoy, I don't even know what you call it, like hip hop, rap, pop, like almost like techno, dance music. Like, I like kind of a mixture of all of those. I used to really enjoy country. I've kind of steered away from that, but like right now, I'm like anti slow song. Like, I need music that will pump me up, or music that will talk about like badass people, or like I just need something that is totally irrelevant to the world right now, where I can just zone out and focus on, who is that? Megan Thee Stallion. I'm a B-I-T-C-H. Like stupid stuff like that. That's what I need right now. So music has definitely been something that I've leaned on for many years, but especially now. Podcast. Obviously, you're listening to this podcast. But I've been leaning on a lot of podcasts right now because they make me feel connected. So I have a friend who has a gym or works at a gym in Columbia, which is not too far from here. And he and his friend, so it's Steph and Trevor, or Steph and Trev, is that what it's called? They're working on coming up with another name right now. But they have a podcast, and they are absolutely ridiculous. And they always like start out by taking a shot of whiskey, which is always very humorous. And then they get off on like ridiculous conversations about like Tiger snorting coke and morning breath was their last one. But like, and then they always have some type of value that they bring outside of just entertainment. But I really enjoy listening to it because I feel connected to them. I feel like I'm having a conversation with them when really they're just having a conversation with themselves about the dumbest things. But I just feel that connection, even though I can't see them and I'm obviously not around them, but just hearing them and like them sharing their stories of like day to day, or even like their childhood, or talking about like what they ate when they were growing up. Like things like that just make me feel connected to people, even though I cannot see them and I'm not physically around them. So I've been leaning a lot on podcasts. One thing I have felt myself kind of sway away from is business podcasts. And like, I feel very divided on this, on how to approach this whole situation in the world. Part of me feels, based on what I've seen on social media, which we'll get into that in a second, part of me feels like I need to lean into this time and make the most of it as far as like business and grow. And like, I almost feel like I'm putting pressure on myself. Like I need to be doing something. I need to be like growing. I need to be having like this ultimate idea. And then the other part of me is like, girl, just get through it. Like, because I'm putting all that pressure on myself, which is kind of making me feel like I'm failing. And that's not a good mindset either. So I listened to Rachel Hollis's podcast called Rise. I listened to her podcast with her husband, and I can't remember the name of it. It's her and her husband, like Rise Together or something like that. But I haven't been listening to Grant Cardone, who I used to listen to all the time. I have not listened to a single thing of his, and I don't know. It's just not what I feel like I need right now. Like, I need to fix my mindset before I am like jumping into like business decisions that are a big choice. Like, I'm still doing the things. I'm still doing the podcast. I'm still taking care of the people in my class. I'm still running Prevails. I'm doing the things, but I don't know that I'm mentally in a spot to like make these massive decisions, if you will. I don't know. I just don't feel like the podcasts that are focused on business are right for me right now. Any things that like are relatable, like how to deal with anxiety, or how to deal with change, or like how to stop being a negative asshole all the time, because that's kind of where I'm at right now. Another thing that I have done is I have been very minimal with my use of Facebook and Instagram. I don't use Snapchat a lot anyway. And I have been leaning more towards another form of social media, which I'll tell you about in a second. But Facebook and Instagram are just fucking depressing right now, for a lack of like better term. It is so depressing right now to see, and I know that there are a lot of positive things going on. Like there's a lot of people posting at-home workouts, and that's great. And there's a lot of people like being very uplifting, and that's great. But there is so much negativity on there right now, and news and opinions, and like this is the end of the fucking world, and like there's just so much on there that like I can't filter it, and so I just end up consuming it all, and then it kind of throws me into a bad mental state. And I had mentioned this to you guys before, but when I was going through my divorce, I deleted my social media, like everything. I think I don't know when I got Facebook, maybe 2006 or 7, I don't know. And I deleted it in 2016. So all of those years of social media memories, I just deleted it because I didn't have the strength and I didn't have a self-control to not like I would deactivate my account because I'm like, I can't look at that. I was so broken on the inside that I couldn't handle looking at people that weren't broken. And I know that's fucked up, but I didn't have the self-control to not reactivate my account. Like I would deactivate and reactivate and look and then get pissed off and then get back off of there. And so I ended up just deleting it. And I kept my Instagram account, but everything on Facebook, like I just had to distance myself from that because mentally it was not doing good things for me at all. And I didn't get Facebook back until 2018. So a year and a half to 2 years, I didn't fuck with it because it wasn't good for me. And so I'm obviously not deleting social media because that's how I stay connected with most of you guys, but I have limited like my exposure to negativity because it will consume me, and I will read of people dying, and I will read of the shortages of supplies, and like I can't. There's just certain things, it's like me and alcohol, we just don't mix. And right now, I'm not strong enough to view all of that. So I've really been focusing on staying off of Facebook, and I still get on Instagram, but I have like unfollowed a lot of accounts, like business accounts, because of the things that they're posting about this. Like I think I follow like 120 people or something right now, and most of them are my friends. So I don't know, it's not good for me. It's not good for my mindset. There's too much negative energy on social media right now that I'm not strong enough to handle it. Okay, I'll just say it. However, the one form of social media that I consume constantly is TikTok. And I will say this again, if you do not have TikTok, you need to be on there. Because what I need in my life right now is humor, positivity, entertainment, like family. I just need those things. And TikTok delivers. TikTok fucking delivers. They have if you don't have TikTok, it is like, what is it? How do you even explain it? It is just like a continuous feed of videos, of like short videos. You can't have a video longer than a minute. Usually the best videos are like under 10 seconds long. And people will just post the dumbest shit. And you don't have to think. Like you just look at it and it's funny and you're like, why did you do that? But it was really funny. And I enjoy it. Like people are so creative, some of the things that they've been posting. Every once in a while, I'll find an account that's like very sentimental and very like, okay, that one hit a little bit. Ew, I just burped on this. I can't be doing that. Every once in a while, I'll find one that's like sentimental, but for the most part, it's very interesting. It's very funny. It's entertainment, and it really just helps to like lighten my mood. And my daughter likes to do them. Like, she likes to do them and they don't even make sense. But we do them anyway. Like, where we put our feet together on the other sides, like we were laying on the opposite sides of the room and put our feet together, and she's like, you copy me. And so she lifted her leg and I lifted my leg, and she loved it, and I posted it, and it has like 3 views. So that's fine because it's something that we did together. It was funny. It is what it is. So if you don't have TikTok, do yourself a favor, get TikTok. You will be sucked in, and a lot of the videos right now are about quarantine, but they're not sad. They're not like depressing videos or like posts about like how horrible the world is right now and how scared everyone is. It is like, hey, I've been in this house with my family for 24 days now, and look at what we're doing. Like, these people will get dressed up for dinner, and they'll have like themed dinners, and like, it's just great. It's just great. That's all I have to say. Okay, the next thing that has helped keep me sane is working out. And obviously, you guys know this is a huge piece of my life. It will not change. It hasn't changed. Actually, 2 years this month is when I first stepped foot into the gym, like, and didn't look back. There's been a lot of times where I would try something and then quit, and try something and quit. But this last time, it was it. It was what I needed. So I haven't stopped working out. Obviously, it's not the same. And I spent a lot of time at first, like when this whole thing started. So the gym closed 2 weeks ago. And at first I was like, we got this. Okay, I'm going to tell you guys something. I just remembered this. At my last job, we talked about like this, I don't know if you call it a bell curve, but a curve. So when people start a new job, like there are 3 phases. So the first phase is uninformed optimism, which is like, I got this, everything is going to be great. Like, my new job is going to be great. So like applying it to this, like, it's fine. I'm just going to go get bands, I'm going to go get dumbbells, and we're going to work out at home, and I'm going to make YouTube videos, and everything is going to be great. Everything is fine. So you're on the uphill curve, okay? You're on the uninformed optimism part of this. Then you kind of cap it at the top, and then you start to go downhill. That downhill is called the informed pessimism. That means, oh shit, I understand what's going on, and I'm going to be negative about it because I finally understand. Like, this is not as easy as what I thought it was going to be. My band workouts are absolutely ridiculous. I'm eating a lot of bad food because I'm surrounded by my food all the time. Like, you are informed now. You understand. And now you're angry. Like, you're pessimistic. You're negative. You're like, oh, fuck. This is actually happening. Okay? So then, on your way down, you kind of hit the bottom, and then you start to slowly go back up. That is the informed optimism phase. That is, okay, I get it. This sucks. This is not what I thought it was going to be. It's much worse than what I thought it was going to be, but we're going to make it. We're going to be okay. Life is not the same. I get that, but we're going to do the best that we can with what we've got. So I just remembered that. So thank you, my previous job, for that. So I feel like I'm at that point of like informed optimism. I understand it sucks, like it still sucks, but we're gonna do the best that we can. But working out has been a growing opportunity for me because, like I said, at first I got the bands, like I have them sitting right here next to me, and I've used them like 3 times because I hate working out with the bands. I also know that I don't have access to like a home gym, so I have a set of 10-pound dumbbells because that's all that was left at Walmart, and I'm not going to order anything online and pay for shipping for a set of 20-pound dumbbells. So working out has definitely been a challenge, but one thing that I'm trying to do is like be creative. Just do it. Just do it. Like, I don't feel like you have to necessarily use this time to like start working out if that's not what you did prior. But if it's something that you enjoy, then fucking do it. Like, do it. Just do the workout. Like, I don't want to turn on YouTube in the living room and do an at-home workout. I don't want to. However, I don't want to be overweight and unhealthy and like get so far off track of my goal and look back and be like, what the fuck was I doing? What was I doing? Like, I don't want to do these things. But at this point, it's not about what I want. right now. It's just doing the things that will get me closer to my goal when this is done, if this is ever done. Like, I don't know how to explain it. I'm trying my best, but working out like is the constant in my life. And whether that is with a 30-minute YouTube video playing and my 10-pound dumbbells, or lifting 210 pounds at the gym. It's working out. It's the best that I can. I'm doing the best that I can with what I've got. So that's that. I have to work out. If I don't do that, my mentality, like I started working out 2 years ago this month because I was pretty much at the end of a relationship. And I realized in that point that I was doing everything for everyone except me. Like I would buy stuff for myself, but I wasn't like doing it for the right reasons. Like, I don't know. I was just constantly doing everything for everyone else. Like my job was very demanding, but I loved it. And obviously my child takes a lot of time. My relationship takes a lot of time. I was going to counseling. I was reading. Like I was paying off my debt. Like I was doing all of these things, but I wasn't really ever able to just like step away and just focus on Shannon for 30 minutes. And fitness was it. So I went to the Y 2 years ago and I did my first class. It was leg day. I've told you guys this. I puked and I cried and I couldn't walk the rest of the weekend. And then Monday I went back, and Tuesday I went back, and Wednesday I went back. And then here we are 2 years later, and I've accomplished more things as far as like fitness goes or being physically active than I ever thought that I could have done. So fitness is me. I must do it in order to take care of my mindset and to take care of my body and my health and to show up as the best version of me for the people around me. So if working out is part of your life, don't let that go away. Don't let that slip away. Do whatever you can. It may not be ideal, but remove the expectations that things are going to be the way that they used to be or as good as you liked it before. Like, you're not going to be able to go to the gym. That's fine. Remove that expectation. You may not feel the burn in your quads when you're doing squats with the 10-pound dumbbell as you would have with 210 pounds on your back. That's fine. Remove that expectation and figure it out. Like, that's all I got. That's all I got. And a lot of this, I'm talking to myself because I struggle with this too. I really do. My days have not been perfect. Yesterday was not a good day for me. Today is better, but yesterday was not good. So you're not going to be perfect. You need to focus on doing what you can with what you've got in this time. Okay, so today's Sunday. I dropped my daughter off early this morning because of the holiday. And on my way home, I was listening to a Rachel Hollis podcast where they were talking mainly about finances during this time. But he was talking about fears and how people are really afraid of things right now. And I'm not going to take credit for this. This 100% came from Rachel's podcast. So if you listen to the Rise podcast, you will know this. But I found this very helpful and something that I'm going to do. So it said to write out your fears and then face them, because we are so afraid of so many things right now. We are terrified of so many things right now. But the only way to face them is to write them out. Like, for me, it's kind of how I feel about, like, whenever I get overwhelmed with things. It's like, oh my God, I know I need to do this and this and this and this, and how am I going to do this, and blah, blah, and I just get, like, frozen because I have so much to do and I don't really know how to start it. So I'm going to try this, and I hope that it works. I hope it works, like the dude in the podcast said. But write out your fears and then face them. So, like, one of my fears is really just, like, humanity. Like, I'm not afraid of dying. I'm not afraid of the sickness. I'm not afraid of that. Maybe that's naive. I don't know. I'm afraid of, like, the economy, and I'm not afraid of a recession. Like, we're there. I get that. I'm not afraid that, like, the economy and, like, the stock market won't bounce back. I'm just afraid of like humanity in general. Like, what is this gonna do? What is this really gonna do to us? What is it gonna be like after this is over? Will this be over? Like, will we ever go to the movies? Will we ever go to the gym? Like, what is life like after this? And if it goes back to normal, when? Like a year? Are we gonna have a story to tell our kids? Like, do you remember when we couldn't go to Walmart like normal for a year? Like, those are my fears of like people, like the people focused things. Like, how's this gonna affect our people and our kids? And like, I know that we have a lot of control of like I'm showing Landon, telling her, people are sick. People are sick in the world. That's why we're not going to the park. That's why we're not doing this. We're not doing that. So hopefully like writing out my fears, even personally, like as far as She Prevails and my fitness class at the Y, and like the Y in general, I hope will help me in those times where I'm feeling like kind of consumed by the what ifs and the uncertainty and the negativity and all of that stuff. And then, ironically, he said, work through your fears instead of worrying through your fears. So as he was doing this exercise, he said that like when he was seeing them kind of like play out, because he's a business owner, and so his fears really kind of were consumed by like, what's going to happen to my business? What's going to happen to my customers? What's going to happen to my life if I don't have my business? And when he started to lay them out, he was able to work through them. Like, okay, this is my fear that my business is going to crash and I'm not going to have any source of income. Well, what can I do about it? So because he was able to look at his fears and face his fears, he was able to figure out a plan to like work through it. And I think that may be helpful for a lot of you that are listening, whether you're a business owner or not. Like, what is your fear? Like, you don't have enough money? Okay, well, if you write that down, then maybe you can start getting creative on like, how can I come up with money? What could I sell? What could I cut in my budget? Where are we spending our money? But until you really write them all out and actually physically see them, it may not be easy for you to work through them. It may be easier for you to just kind of manifest negativity and continue to worry. So the last thing that I have written down was not in the podcast, but it's to work without pressure to perform, or work without pressure of performance. So I am in a competition prep, like I'm bulking for a competition. And my check-ins lately have been very blah. Like, I'm off track. I'm not eating what I need to eat. Obviously, I'm not like gaining muscle. I'm not getting stronger. I'm just blah. And my coach had told me that it's not always about like making physical progress, and that sometimes progress is just building your mentality to like get through what you're going through. And that really like resonated with me, because to me, progress is going up in weight, like in a certain lift, or going up in reps in a certain lift, or losing weight, or like gaining muscle, or my body looking different. Like, it's all external. And I've been focusing like my worth on my progress. And I think because I'm not making progress, I say that with air quotes, I feel like I'm like, what am I doing? Like, what value am I providing? Like in a way, if you listen to my Enneagram podcast, when I don't provide value, when I'm not achieving, when I'm not like accomplishing things, I feel worthless. And I don't mean that like I'm a worthless piece of shit. Like, I'm working my ass off still. But if I'm not providing value, my like fear is feeling worthless. And so I think that's what I've kind of like gone back on. And so what I'm doing moving forward is to continue, but I'm not going to put pressure on myself to perform or to progress at a certain level. And like, I'm just going to get through this. Like, I'm just going to keep doing the things. I'm not going to try to exceed where I am at, but I'm not going to allow myself to fall short of where I'm at. I'm not going to put that pressure on myself to come up with the next biggest, best idea or invention or plan. I'm not going to figure out how to take my business to a new level. I'm not going to try to reach some ridiculous goal physical goal while I'm in quarantine. I'm not going to do any of that. I'm just going to do the best that I can every single day to keep me on track and to take care of my mind mentally, because I feel like that's all I can do. And really what this has forced me to do is to slow down and figure out what I actually like. I was doing so many different things, especially with She Prevails. I was trying this and trying that and doing this and doing that. And I was just busy all the time. And I've stopped most of that. I'm still on social media a little bit, but definitely not what I was. And it's forcing me to figure out what do I like? What do I like? What's actually going to make me happy at the end of the day? What's making me happiest? So I am still working on She Prevails. I'm still doing the things that I need to do to show up for you. And I'm doing the things I need to do to show up for my class at the Y, on as personal of a level as possible. Doing Q&As with them, going live with them, talking through their problems with them, talking through their struggles, showing them that, hey, I'm a fucking human too, and I'm not perfect, and this is not easy, and I have my bad days, and I'm just doing the best that I can to make it through this without pressure to perform, without pressure to achieve, without pressure to accomplish anything. For me, crossing the finish line is surviving at this point. So those are some of the things that I've been doing to keep myself sane when I feel like I am losing my shit, which happens a couple times a day. To be very honest with you guys, happens a couple times a day. And then I reel it back in. And usually when I start to feel like that, the first thing I do is work out. Even if it's just 15 minutes, I don't care, because it helps me shut that thought process off and focus on doing something really difficult. So there's that. That went by really fast. If you're watching this, I'm posting this on YouTube because, like I said, why the hell not? Hopefully you guys enjoy this. Maybe I will be able to film in my closet once I figure out a lighting situation. We'll see. But I hope that you guys keep prevailing. Prevailing doesn't necessarily mean moving up, but it means moving forward. As long as you take steps forward every single day to get through this, just do your best with what you've got. We will get through this. We will prevail together. So I will talk to you guys in my next episode.